think I'm going to do a channel update for you guys. It's been a while since I sort of spoke to you guys sort of directly. Normally my content is just me playing at locals or getting some feature match gameplay at locals. It's been a while since I sort of did a camera on video, but unfortunately my setup isn't the tidiest at the moment. I'm sort of sorting out some stuff in my office room. So unfortunately no camera, but I should hopefully have that set up or set back up soon. So in the background you're going to see my feature match from the UK Open earlier this year. So that'll hopefully give you guys some sort of something to watch as I sort of ramble on for the next couple of minutes. But essentially what I wanted to do is just do a channel update. I'll probably clickbait some of you with the thumbnail, but this isn't like a boring I quit Yu-Gi-Oh video saying that Yu-Gi-Oh's bad, pricing bad, game sucks. This is not going to be that sort of video. Just want to make it clear that I'm not quitting Yu-Gi-Oh. I still absolutely love the game, and I've managed to sort of build a fantastic channel on YouTube just from simply just playing the game. So what I'll do is sort of give some context of what I've been up to, sort of give some context of me playing Yu-Gi-Oh, how I got into the game and last couple of years, because I've been playing this game since end of 2018, so it's coming up to nearly 6 years of playing Yu-Gi-Oh. So I'll sort of give my experiences and then sort of see what to expect in the future, for whether that's Yu-Gi-Oh content or something else, and then I'll sort of go over what I've been up to recently. So obviously it does involve Pokemon by the thumbnail, but it's not a card game. I'm playing the VGC, and I'll sort of get into that sort of towards the end of the video, because I'm not too sure whether many people care, to be honest, and I'm fairly open to the fact that majority of my audience is Yu-Gi-Oh related. But if you kind of want to understand what I do behind the scenes stuff, what I do on a day-to-day basis, but basically my job is I work for the NHS. So for anyone outside the UK, it's basically our healthcare system, but I'm not a doctor or anything. I'm a project manager, and I do consultancy. So I essentially save the NHS resources, time, make doctor recruitment better, all that good stuff. So that's kind of what I've been doing for the last 2 years, or just over a year now, sorry. I recently got my a new role, quite a senior role, end of 2023, and I was kind of just sort of took a backseat to Yu-Gi-Oh, and essentially just I've been dabbling ever since. I in terms of Yu-Gi-Oh. So we'll sort of I'll tell a little story. So essentially, I started playing in 2018. Loved the game. Attended loads of regionals. Topped my first ever regional. Been playing smashing out locals for ever since basically. Obviously attending loads of international tournaments, YCSs. Managed to get the chance to go to Australia, see family, and play at the YCS over there as well. And just met some incredible people within the game. Started off a little YouTube channel, which is surprisingly grown to quite a nice audience. So I'm really thankful for everyone that's tuned in so far, and it's certainly not going to go away. That's for sure. But yeah, since I was on a roll in tier format. Managed to top a YCS in tier format, 35th at YCS Sydney, and then I topped the regional, and then off the back of that, Cash Tier had come out, and then I smashed that deck for 6 months, and I got something silly 5 regional tops of that deck, and 3 of which went in back to back. But then we sort of get into Nats 23, and I really disappointed Nats, and I was I don't know what went wrong. I was really competent with the deck. Maybe I just wasn't locked in. And then Euros come around, and then same sort of experience. So I just wasn't really up for it. I kind of settling into my new job and stuff, and I don't want to use that as an excuse, but maybe that's why my sort of performances started to fail me, even though I had a really consistent good season. And then off the back of that, I took a little break. AGOV format come out, SB Little Knight, the all those Snake Eye cards sort of first got introduced to the game. But yeah, AGOV format, I started sort of getting back into it properly. Was playing Pearly and then Rescue Ace, which I really enjoyed those decks, by the way. Within the last year, I think those 2 decks have been the most enjoyable decks for me to play. And Centurion, of course. So that deck was pretty fun. But the deck's going to change a lot in the future with the new cards and stuff. But yeah, for me, the most time I've enjoyed Yu-Gi-Oh recently was after Agoth format after the ban list, where like the best deck was like Labyrinth. All the Shizu cards got banned, or like the mill cards. Assault got banned, and some other stuff got banned, and like the Fire King structure deck was out. For me, that was such a good format. I really enjoyed it. And then of course Snake Eye came out, and then that's where I feel like a lot of the community sort of just started to dislike the game a bit. And it's not like we hate Yu-Gi-Oh, right? It's just that sort of deck was a bit annoying to play and to play against. I'll admit, like, a lot of the mirror matches were skillful. Yeah, in sometimes in a Snake Eye matchup, you might compare hands game 1 and 2, and then have a decently interactive game 3 where you're actually able to outplay your opponent and win the set. But yeah, it wasn't like the best gameplay, and it hasn't been ever since. And obviously, we'll like, I don't want to speak too emotionally, but we are waiting for a ban list, and I don't want that to sort of hinder anything that I say about the game. But it's quite stale at the moment, and I'll definitely do like a ban list reaction video and all that stuff, and I'll definitely keep playing Yu-Gi-Oh. But I just don't see myself traveling anymore for like Yu-Gi-Oh. I don't see myself sort of enjoying the game at a high level anymore. It's like nothing to do really with the pricing. I just think there's more opportunity to explore other things that I enjoy doing in my life, and one of them is playing Pokemon and Pokemon VGC, which I'll sort of get into towards the end of the video. I'm not going to talk about that too much, but if you guys are interested, I'll make a whole sort of video on it, explaining like how it all works and stuff, if there's interest, of course. But yeah, like I don't see myself sort of traveling for Yu-Gi-Oh unless there's something drastic changes. Like, let's say for example, I don't know, big ban list comes now like next week, and then obviously we have the introduction of this Mulcharmy archetype, which is like a new generation of hand traps. If you guys aren't aware, essentially they're hand traps that let you play go in second and punish your opponent for summoning from the hand deck or extra deck. Or extra deck. They're all like separate cards, and you draw one for every time they summon. And obviously it punishes your opponent for playing these explosive strategies. But my problem with this, and I've seen this a lot with Maxi in Macedol, it creates quite like a toxic minigame before the match even starts. Like, draw phase, drop a Mulcharmy, is there an Ash Blossom? Is there a cross out? Is there a call by? So I feel like there's like a weird minigame that happens, and I get it, there's going to be variants with card games. But it's like, for me, that sort of generates like toxic gameplay, and then people they'll moan about it. Oh well, you know, I got Mulcharmy, I didn't see the out, like game 1 and 2, and I guess Shifter is like a problem as well, where it sort of creates that dynamic with, oh yeah, I got shifted game 1, and then mathematically you shouldn't get shifted for the rest of the set, and your opponent shifted you game 2, and you lose the set because of a dynamic. And I guess that's why Swiss exists, right? It's like, let's say you play a 11 round YCS and you go X2 on good tiebreakers. You should top, and then if you don't go X2 and you lose more, that's probably on you. Or you really had like some really unfortunate variants that you couldn't actually control, which does happen. But I feel like you probably lose to variants at least like one match, right? And then you might drop a game here and there to variants, and then you should be able to compensate by actually like playing well in the rest of the set to get the win. But yeah, I'm just not like these Mulcharmy cards. I don't know. They're like, it could be good for the game, but I'm yet to sort of test them and play them out in practicality. But I don't see where it sort of improves the game. And like the card design as well, it's just getting too ridiculous. Every deck has a normal summon monster that searches for another monster, or an extra deck monster that special summons from grave or extra deck, or deck even, and then you have a field spell that searches for something and does something else. So it's like, it's a bit weird, but it's not to say I don't love, like, I owe Yu-Gi-Oh so much. I love this game so much, and I'm, like I said, I'm not clickbaiting. I'm not like trying to say that I quit Yu-Gi-Oh. I just wanted to talk openly about how I sort of feel about the game. And like, I don't want to make it too generic. You guys have probably heard all the Yu-Gi-Oh bad, Pricing bad, I quit Yu-Gi-Oh videos. But I just wanted to like openly talk about what to expect on this channel, because I've built like such a cool little community where people have actually like messaged me directly and said, oh well, I've watched your video and I really found that really helpful, which is really nice. And obviously the Tenpai stuff really helped the channel. The Fire King stuff was great as well. And I actually really enjoy playing these structure decks, or like structure decks or budget decks, because helps like newer players get into the game. They can sort of see some more gameplay, see how the deck sort of works out in practicality, and it helps like make the game more accessible. I feel that's quite rewarding to do in terms of content. But like another thing as well, we just haven't had any structure decks. We had like a reprint of a Lightsworn structure deck, but that thing was unplayable. The only reason you're buying that stuff is for Edison and for like 6 cards in the structure deck. So it was a bit silly that we haven't had a structure deck in a while. And like I appreciate that there's like a Blue Eyes structure deck coming out that might be cool. But yeah, and also as well, guys, if you haven't seen the survey feedback for YCS Sacramento, I highly recommend you check it out. I haven't unfortunately got it to hand right now, but maybe I think Nesh put it on X, like with a survey, and I recommend you give your feedback. And I don't recommend you troll them and say something silly and all the feedback stuff. Just give your honest thoughts. Like watch it. What do you like about the game? What do you not like about the game? And I'm gonna like rant and rave in this survey, just saying, oh, this sucks. Fix your game or whatever. It's just give some honest, open feedback. Oh, it would be cool if you get a day 2 promo for going day 2 at like Nationals or Euros or YCS. Oh, it'd be cool if you get some more local prizing, or it'd be cool if I don't know, you do more regular ban lists, like anything that you think that would improve your experience playing this game is probably worth doing, right? So yeah, I'll probably like waffled about how I'm feeling at the moment and where the game's going, but yeah, so like it's no secret that I've obviously been playing a bit of Pokemon. On the weekend I managed to win a League Cup playing VGC. If you guys don't know what VGC is, essentially it's the video game, so it's not actually a card game, but you do get TCG prizes at like the grassroots level. But you do, yeah, you essentially play out battles in Pokemon in the actual physical game. It's a double battle format, and the format changes every 3 months, either expanding or limiting the card pool. Sorry, I keep thinking it's a card game. The pool of Pokemon that you can choose from, and it's like really accessible. Like for for example, I played a Calyrex team. Basically, you'll add 1 restricted on your team at the moment, and you sort of build a team around it, or like that's generally the game plan that you want to go for, because restricted Pokemon are a lot better. Essentially what I mean by this is restricted mean like legendary Pokemon that are banned from like the current Pokedex or competitive play because they're deemed too strong, but they do let them off the ban list every couple of months just to freshen up things. But yeah, essentially my point is I built this team quite last minute, and I wouldn't be able to do that with the card game because I would have had to wait in the post, maybe had to reach out to some people if I could borrow cards. I simply just went into the game, caught the Pokemon in the game, bred it to get some better stats, and then I just had it on my team. So it was pretty much there within like 2 hours, or even less than that, to get like 3 of them. So yeah, it's just something like a bit fresh, something that I've been doing on the side. Is quite enjoyable, and yeah, I plan to travel with it as well. So it's something that it's not new. Like if you know me, then you know that I've been playing like VGC since like Sun and Moon, but I haven't really explored it. And I think with this sort of opportunity, where I've like settled in with my new job now, and I feel like I've got a lot of opportunity to do things, and I'm quite lucky in that sense. So I've got like a lot of capacity and resource to like go out and try new things that I might enjoy. And this being one of them. So I think it'll be be quite interesting. And obviously I'd be thinking about like maybe putting content out for it. And I'm not. That's one thing that I take for granted in Yu-Gi-Oh! I tend to come to conclusions about certain things, whether certain cards are good or not, so much quicker because I've been playing for so long. But with Pokemon, I kind of struggled to begin with, like what's good, what isn't good. But I feel like you just get there naturally if you just play like a decent amount and you enjoy it. You'll get there eventually. So that's my current endeavours for what I'm currently up to. And obviously I won a cup on the weekend, so I've got like a decent chunk of CP at the moment. So I've been playing like loads of challenges as well, which I placed pretty decently at. So I've got like a big chunk of CP, so I could potentially go to Worlds in my first season, which would be pretty nuts. But it's in the back of my mind. It's just a carrot on a stick. I'm just gonna enjoy the game, try and learn, and see where it takes me. And maybe I'll put some content out in the future. But I don't want to like make this channel too diverse. Like I really enjoy obviously playing Yu-Gi-Oh! And I'll probably stick to keeping Yu-Gi-Oh! Content unless people really want to see the VGC stuff. And like, or if I do really well at like an international tournament or a regional, then I might explore that further. But essentially, what to expect. So I'm going to be putting up some Yu-Gi-Oh content still. I am going to be playing the game, but just finding my own ways to enjoy it. And you're probably going to see more Time Wizard format stuff, because I think my locals does run Time Wizard stuff like every month. So I'll probably be exploring like other locals, see if they'll let me record there, play some Go, Edison, because for me, like, Edison is fantastic, such a good format. I recommend anyone that hasn't tried it out to try it. Anyone that's old, no, sorry, not anyone that's old. Anyone that's the old Yu-Gi-Oh player that doesn't necessarily want to go down the modern route, to look into 2010 April Yu-Gi-Oh format. It's fantastic. Like the strongest card is like Stardust Dragon, but obviously like there's like Dandelion and stuff in the format, and Heavy Storm and stuff. But I feel like it's just a good format just to play casually, and I probably will look to pursue that and put content on the channel. And same with Goat as well. I do enjoy Goat, although Graceful Charity into Pot of Greed into Link with Geo is not cool, but it does happen. But you know, like what's difference, right? If someone hand traps you, you go call by, and then you got cross out and talent, right? So it's the same thing. But yeah, I just wanted to sort of talk about some stuff for you guys, and I appreciate I'm doing this like in one take, no editing, so I'll probably say a lot. But yeah, that's kind of where I am at the moment. So definitely don't go anywhere. I'm definitely gonna be putting like content on the channel, but I just wanted to openly speak about how I feel, and I'll probably do a Banish reaction. Although I don't play honestly open-heartedly like enough, I do still play enough to understand, of course, like what the implementations are post banlist, for banlist, and maybe if like I don't know, the 10 by deck changes, or if any sort of deck that I have changes, I might even play it at locals. So yeah, that's sort of me for today, guys. Appreciate anyone that's like listens to the end. I'll be just waffled on pretty much. But yeah, hopefully I'll see you all maybe like an event in the future, or maybe if I bump into you at locals, come and say hello, and I'll see you all soon. So thanks guys for watching. Take it easy. Bye.